Hello Capricorn, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. Artwork by Katrina Sokolova. Hopefully I can get her name on camera there in case you want to know how to spell it. There's a website for them, or a couple. ToriHartman.com and WatkinsPublishing.com. If I can hold it still so it focuses. There we go. Feel free to freeze frame if you want to check that out. Alright, supportive oracle cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website, of course, freeze frame if you want to. rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. So if you want that, feel free to take advantage of that and enjoy. Enjoy! Okay, now what do we have for Capricorn? Alright, so how is this starting? The other side of whoever you're dealing with is stuck. Or they think they're stuck. They may feel stuck. I don't know that you feel stuck. I'm getting the Six of Pentacles for you. Kind of like, well, this is how this works. This is how we've been doing it. These have always been the rules. These are still the same rules. I don't see what your problem is. You're not in a bad mood about it, but you're like, why are you upset? This is how it's always been. This is how we've been doing it. It's how we're going to continue doing it. You keep getting the same thing out of it. You know what to expect. Why is that a problem? I don't think you understand what their issue is. Like, you don't get it. Like, why are you having such an issue? And I'm getting, like, the Five of Wands matching up with this for you. Kind of like, it's annoying to you. Kind of like, what's the problem? You know what you're getting out of this. It's the same thing every time. The same thing over and over. This is no new. This is not new. This is no new information. Nothing has changed. What's your issue? And it's annoying you because you're like, you know they want to change something. And you're not a fan of it. You're definitely not a fan of it. The sooner you kind of go forward with it, and you know they want to change something. I mean, I think that's why it's aggravating you, and I think that's why kind of like, no, I'm used to it. I don't want to change it. I feel your energy that way. Kind of like, I don't want to change it. I like it. It works. It works. I don't want to change it. You're not impressed. You know this is coming forward, though. The question is, I don't think you're going to want to, but should you consider a change? You're not going to want to, but would it be better to consider it? I mean, Capricorn doesn't do what they don't want to do, though, so I'm like, well, that's why it's coming forward in a reading, I guess. They're saying, is it beneficial for you to consider that? Because considering is just considering. It doesn't mean anything's going to happen, but to go through it and honestly consider it, kind of like, all right, if this happens, then that, then if that, then this, and then this, then that. It's hard. I feel reluctance, a lot of reluctance to it. You also have the Knight of Pentacles coming in with Cthulhu. It's thinking about everything as a whole. Now, whatever you're working in, somebody's feeling stuck. They're not happy. They're feeling trapped. We've got to at least deal with that situation because it's like a ticking time bomb. It will be a problem at some point. The more proactive we are with it, the less we have to be reactive to it later because it is going to create some type of change. That's why you going forward and considering things is more in your power. It's more in your... It's better for you. You'll like it better. You know, things just changing all of a sudden versus you kind of like, all right, let's talk about it. Let's think it through. Let's consider what we could do. I'm not saying you're going to like that, but that's better than just like, well, things have changed. You're not going to like that. It's in the best of the whole situation for you to consider this. I fully respect you're going to do what you want to do. So it's just an idea. You don't have, clearly you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You know that. There is something coming forward. Because the block, it's gonna get worse. Whatever this problem is, it seems like it gets worse, and we got to deal with it. Because somebody feeling trapped sooner or later is going to turn into a block. It doesn't seem like it's a block at first, but it will become a block in some form or another, and you're going to get forced into a choice. Before you get forced into a choice, you could start looking at it differently and kind of like, all right, let's start talking it out before it gets that bad, so I can deal with it before it gets that bad. That's the whole point of this reading, quite frankly. To give you an advantage point to, like, get ready for it, prepare for it, sort it out, what's coming, what do I need to deal with, can we move this more to my liking now rather than having to deal with it later. It's proactive versus reactive. And I feel like Capricorn thrives in proactive. I really think you do. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I really think you thrive in proactive. Some signs do thrive and reactive. I know that may sound foreign, but some signs do. You're not one of them, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments. I don't know what you're dealing with, but somebody's shaking things. See, this is coming. The Fool is coming in, and this isn't going to work. Somebody's going to take matters into their own hands and change things on their own if you don't step in there first. This is, you take the proactive, you go in there, let's talk it out, let's sort it out. What don't you like? What can't you deal with anymore? Why can't you deal with it? This goes more to your advantage because I feel like the Fool comes forward like they'll try what you want them to try. They'll go where you think they should go. They'll at least try it if you work with them. If you don't, they're just going to do what they want, and that's, I don't like it. It's wild card feeling. If this is a job situation, it could be somebody leaving. And I think most of us have been in a situation where you have a team, everybody does their piece, it works fairly well, and then somebody just goes. And then you need to get somebody new in, and then the fact that one person goes, like, especially if it's one of those leaner companies where they don't give a lot of extra people, like everything just works efficiently and that's the best they're going to do. When you're down a person, I've been in these jobs anyway, when you're down one person, it can make a big difference. And I can remember one job where we were down one person, we were working fine, went down one person, and then it took like 6 to 8 months to train the new person. And then that person they didn't work out, and it was just a mess. Sometimes, yeah, I think I don't need to explain that because I'm all like, oh, I got anxiety. Even though I don't work at that job anymore, I'm like, oh, it was bad. It was bad. Because it was just a very lean attitude running the company, and then somebody left, put a hole in the team. We struggled to keep it going, and then the new person was not good. They ended up leaving, and then it was just bad. It was just, and it's kind of like, when I'm feeling this analogy for you, rather than dealing with that, if we could get proactive in there, maybe that person wouldn't leave if there's something different we could do. Strength is coming in. It's going to take some strength. Like, it's all about where this person uses their strength, because I feel the Fool and the Strength card coming in at once. It all depends on where you can get them to direct that energy. It all depends, because strength is a lot of energy, so they can try something different. The thing is, it's better if it goes with you than against you. I'm also getting whatever they choose. See, these aren't compatible energies. The Hierophant coming in with strength. Strength is sometimes Leo. Hierophant is sometimes Taurus. These are leader energies, but they're not compatible leader energies. Earth, Taurus, this is how we do it. I'm going to start doing this, and this is my new way of doing it. Leo is very random. It's kind of like lava. Like, you don't really... Like, lava is a destructive material. I don't really know of how you use that in its active form to your advantage. I just don't know of it. I mean, if you do, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. But that's like lava. Like, this is like lava. It can be, it's not really, like, you can't, like, use that to your advantage, in my opinion. Unless you want things to get destroyed. But even then, if you think about it, lava comes out of a volcano. Like, it goes where it wants to. You don't control it. That's the outcome you're going to end up with if you don't work with this. This is kind of like, you know, if we see it coming, maybe we can release enough pressure so we don't have to have that issue. You can plan for it, evacuate if necessary. There's another one. See the star card. Star card sometimes talks about Aquarius. Ironically, none of these three are compatible. These three as separate people, they're all leaders in different ways, and none of them match. These two together don't usually match. Even air and fire in this, they're not cooperative usually. They just don't usually get along. I don't know. I don't feel like I should be getting into the specifics of that because you're a Capricorn. I don't know. This person's very contradictory, and they got the Magician card. They have their own ideas. Oh my God, there's so much going in. This energy you're dealing with is definitely all over the place. It seems to get more and more complicated. I kind of feel like if we don't get a hold of this, I feel like it gets to be a mess. I'm partially worried about the Me Too situation in like the sense of like, I got my cornflakes, now I want mine too. And the next person doesn't even like cornflakes, they just want their cornflakes too. Like in that version, not in the other version, like this version, in the sense of like, well, you got one of those, so I want mine too. I don't even like them, but I get a fair share, and that's my share. And then somebody else goes, well, that's not fair, you guys got it, I want some too. And they're like, well, you know, you don't even eat breakfast. I don't care. I want mine too. And like it just seems, it's like it becomes something like that. I don't know if that's explaining that well. Like, I want mine too, and they don't even. That's how bad this is gonna get if you don't get proactive with it. It's up to you. It's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. If this is hitting, I feel like that's where it's gonna go. If you jump in and become proactive, even though I feel like naturally you just don't really want to. But if you do, you got the Ten of Pentacles coming in. You get ahead of it soon enough, you will get a hold of it. You will stabilize it. We're going to have to work to make everybody happy. You can do it, though. I know. If you decide you're going to do it, you will. I also feel like you're good at kind of like, well, let's do a little bit here, a little bit there. Let's try little changes. I think you're good with that. And I feel like you know, like, well, let's move this over here. Let's move that over there. It's almost like let's move people's responsibilities around. So all the responsibilities are still taken care of. We just have different people doing different things. So we're kind of like working it to our advantage. I feel like you can handle this. One way or another, things are going to change. It's just if you're proactive, I just feel like it's much, much easier. Especially because it's kind of like before the I want mine situation comes into play. You'll know it's coming. I feel like you're going to see that 10 miles out. And you're going like, all right, well, if we change it for this person, that one over there is going to want theirs too. So how can we get ahead of this to also like offer them something so they shut their face? And then that one over there is going to be in right on it. So, all right, let's see how we can handle that. Like, you'll be like, let me plan it out. Let me think about what this can be instead of it all going all at once. I mean, it's obnoxious. I'm not going to pretend it's not. I know. But they're just kind of like, before it goes wonky, here's your option. Here's an option for you. Because I feel like it ironically will go better. It will work for a while. Keep your eye on it. This is definitely a situation. Just keep your eye on it. Keep your ear to this. Keep your ear out to like what's going on over there. What's going on over there. Keep your ear open on this one. Keep an eye open and ear open on this one all the time, as much as you can, because I feel like it's going to be a situation where it may not be a one-time problem, but as long as you keep your ear open and your eye on it, you'll stay ahead of it. You'll be fine. That's the type of babysitting this situation requires if you want to keep it successful. It doesn't matter if I like it. It doesn't matter if either of us like it. If that's what's happening, I know it's a general read. If that's what is happening, it doesn't matter if you like it or if I like it. Because I'm like the babysitting thing. Like I'm not a fan personally, but I understand sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta do that if you want your life to be better. It's ironic and obnoxious, but sometimes you gotta do that babysitting thing. I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it where you need to take it. You know. I know it's weird. It's kind of like, ugh, the babysitting thing. But they're giving you a choice here. Like, you can either babysit it or deal with the fallout. I'm going to shut it down here. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching, of course. If you're interested in reading from me, the email is jamesforastral@gmail.com. That information's below. Also below is the donation information, if you're interested, of course. Same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.